Enough. I will kill you now. Alasnia moved, a silver flash cutting through the haze of battle. Her blade surged with wild, spiraling sword chi, a force meant to cleave bone and split soul. Unavoidable. Unforgiving. Yet Lin Tian's instincts screamed faster. He seized a wounded soldier, a man gasping his last breaths, and wrenched him into the strike's path. Alasnia's heart lurched. She twisted her wrist, diverting the blade sideways at the last second. Boom! The earth split open in a jagged 10-meter scar, dust and debris exploding upward. The sheer force of the redirected blow left the air trembling. Lin Tian didn't hesitate. While the sword saintess staggered from the recoil, he lunged, short sword aimed for the still bleeding wound at her abdomen. But Alasnia was a tempest in human form. She flipped backward, her boot slamming into his chest with enough force to send him skidding across the bloodied dirt. His short sword barely cushioned the blow, the impact rattling his teeth. Damn her. Even weakened, her strength hovering around 2,500, she fought like a cornered dragon. A starved camel still dwarfed a horse. Lin Tian bared his teeth and charged again. This time, when the distance closed, he unleashed brutal roar. A guttural shockwave that ruptured eardrums and sent nearby soldiers crumpling, their eyes bursting capillaries. Alasnia faltered, her knees buckling for half a heartbeat, but then her blade flared with golden light. Holy sword intent. The sanctified energy shattered his sonic assault, her clarity returning just in time to parry his dagger's thrust. Steel shrieked. Her counterstroke was a blur, the tip of her long sword grazing Lin Tian's cheek, leaving a searing white line in its wake. His skin burned, the mark glowing faintly before fading into a pale scar. He touched the wound, fingers tracing the raised flesh. This isn't working. Holy attribute or not, she suppressed his monster skills like a priest smothering heresy. If this dragged on, mutual destruction was the best he could hope for. Alasnia's eyes blazed, her voice a whip-crack of fury. Today, we end this. Lin Tian smirked. Do you enjoy the taste of failure? Shut up. Her sword arced a crescent of lethal light. Lin Tian sidestepped, letting the blade halt a hair's breadth from a cowering soldier's throat. The man's legs gave out, his knees hitting dirt as he trembled. If you have the guts, Alasnia snarled, stop hiding behind them. Lin Tian danced backward, always a half-step ahead. Speed was his ally, patience, his weapon. He needed her spirit to fracture before he could land blood of ruin. Otherwise, she'd deflect it. Again. An hour bled by. Lin Tian moved like a specter, his blade flashing not at Alasnia but at the crippled soldiers around them. He dragged them into his path, laughing as her strikes meant for him carved through flesh and bone instead. When she hesitated, he slit their throats himself, their dying gasps fueling her fury. Alasnia's sword trembled, her restraint a fraying thread, every corpse at her feet another knot of rage twisting tighter in her chest. Most of them were already crippled. Helpless. Screaming. Kill me, sword saintess. Avenge us, one cried out, blood bubbling in his throat. Don't hesitate. Just finish it, another begged. The air turned heavy, thick with the scent of iron and desperation. Guilt and rage warred in Alasnia's eyes. She froze. Damn it. She actually considered cutting them down. Lin Tian tightened his grip on a soldier's collar, dragging him forward. The man turned pale, eyes wide with terror. Sword saintess, take care of my wife and daughter. Just end it. Lin Tian yawned, as if the whole thing bored him. This is getting old. Let's wrap it up. You're gonna lose anyway, might as well save yourself the humiliation. That was it. Something in Alasnia snapped. Her blade flashed fast, brutal, final. One clean cut. The soldier split clean down the middle. But Lin Tian was already gone, slipping away in the split second before impact. He looked back with a cruel smile. Gotcha. It only took seconds for her control to shatter. If this continued, she would shatter completely. And in seconds, she did. Alasnia's blade became a whirlwind of carnage. Soldiers fell like wheat before the scythe, their blood arcing through the air in crimson ribbons. The world narrowed to a scarlet haze, her mind screaming a single refrain, kill. Kill them all. Minutes later, the battlefield lay silent. Bodies littered the ground, their lifeless eyes staring at the woman who had sworn to protect them. The holy sword of the empire dripped with the blood of its own people. Lin Tian clapped slowly, his laughter a razor dragged over stone. Well done, Sword Saintess. You're much better at killing people than monsters. Thump. Alicinia's breath hitched. Clarity returned like a bucket of ice water. The scene before her, her doing, seared into her retinas. The stench of iron filled her nose. Her hands, her armor, her sword, all slick with warmth. I killed. Her voice cracked. So many. The words dissolved into a whisper. People I swore to protect. Her knees threatened to buckle. The weight of it pressed down, a mountain of corpses with her name carved into each one. Lin Tian didn't wait. He swiped the blood from his scalp wound, smeared it along his dagger, and struck a viper's lunge. The blade punched through her pauldron, burying itself in her shoulder.